Hi guys, let's talk about CAT 2012 analysis. Yeah, so let me start with the overview. 30 questions in the verbal LR section, 30 questions in the quant section. You will first get the quant section, second will be the LR and logic section. Yeah, so breakup of the two section is around 10 is to 20. So maybe you can expect 9 question or 21. So around 10 is to 20 on an average. Yep, same for DI and quant. This is my breakup. The paper I got 8 question on DI and 22 on quant, 9 question and 22, 21 questions. So that's a kind of overview. Alright, let's talk about the individual section now, breakup wise. Now, quant section exactly similar to last year. The level of difficulty of quant was a little bit difficult than last year, but 5 questions, 4 questions, 5 question geometry, 4 on equations. Numbers have reduced. The importance of numbers, 2 question numbers. 3 questions of arithmetic. Now by arithmetic I mean your percentages, profit and loss, simple interest commodities, all together 3 questions. 3 questions on functions. That's a surprisingly large number among the. I'm giving the CAT paper for the last 6 years, so that's the maximum number of questions from functions I've seen in the paper. Yeah, one question logs, one on time and distance, one on set theory, one on coordinate geometry. So coordinate geometry is back in action after a long time. One question averages. Fine. So that's the overview. In this, geometry was a important part, so it could have been easily done. Fine. Followed by equations. Good question on equations. The typical equation question was missing, so these were more of a polynomial equations. Yeah, so there are a couple of questions, 2 questions on polynomial equation within equations, 1 question on simple equations and 1 on inequalities. Function 3 questions, numbers 2 questions, no your factors, no simple question, little bit complicated questions here. Time, speed, distance, as usual, very difficult question to do. So total 22 questions were there in my CAT paper. Alright, caselets. DI, there was one caselet, one line graph and one table. Caselets and line graph were quite simple. Table was a little bit calculation intensive but still doable. Overall section was lengthy, so obviously you can't do all these questions. So you have to select your question accordingly. Fine. So choose the question which you can do them. Fine. So if you have left with few days for exam, I would recommend you to do these first 5 topics mainly: geometry, equations, arithmetic, functions, numbers. For the remaining question, you can just browse through everything for the remaining topic, but these 5 topics are the most important topics. Alright, moving on to the verbal section. RC 10 questions, paragraph based 4 questions, vocab usage 2 questions, 2 parajumpers, 2 sentence creation, 1 fill in the blanks. Alright, RC 10 questions, questions based on reading. Paragraph, again a huge paragraph you have to read in the 4 questions. Parajumpers, again similar to paragraph. Sentence correction was also this time bigger questions. So except for these 3 questions, 18 questions were kinda based on paragraphs. So reading is the most important part of the CAT paper this year for the verbal section. So you need to improve a lot on your reading skills. So overall level of difficulty very difficult as compared to last year. So I would recommend you to take CAT 2000 to 2008 paper for a verbal section. For quant section, CAT 2000 to 2000, CAT 1990 2000 is more than sufficient. Fine. Moving on to the LR area, there were 3 sets for me. Lucky draw, 1 question, 3 questions, 3D matrix, 2D matrix. Now 3D matrix and 4D matrix are like kind of 5 people wearing 5 color of hair going to 5 different states. Fine, so that's a 3D. Then 4D. 3D was quite simple, easily doable. 4D was a little bit complicated, so it will take some time to do that. Lucky draw is like if I throw a dice, I get 10,000 rupees if I win and 5,000 rupees if I lose. Fine, so kind of that kind of a lucky draw. So please browse through your previous handouts and everything. You'll find a lot of questions based on them in your exams, in your handouts. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about the pattern have changed. CAT paper is almost half the level of difficulty of the difficult mocks you are taking. So first recommendation, the most important recommendation to you is stop taking all nonsense mocks. CAT paper is going to be very easy. Fine. Why? Most of the coaching institutes started during the time of 2005 2008, so all they make a question bank in that time. Now it's very difficult to change the question bank, and all the CAT papers at that time were difficult, so obviously the mock papers were very tough. So similar pattern is going on. So this is an example of question you can expect in your mocks. You can pause this video and try to solve this question. Very lengthy question. Fine. Another question, again, you can pause the video, try to solve this question. This is the level of difficulty of your mocks which you are getting. Alright, so these are the questions which you have seen are the kind of question you can expect. Now let's talk about the question which you are going to get. Now these are all previous CAT papers. They are not, I'm not used any of the actual papers, but this is a similar question you can expect in CAT 2012. Now try to pause this video and see this question. Fine. So again, the example, very simple, common sense based questions. This is the level of CAT now. CAT is not anymore nonsense. Fine. The problem which I've talked to my students. Now there are a lot of good students which I've got. So for example, right now we have around 100 plus students who are scoring around 130 marks in mocks. Yeah. Now if you talk to any of the good students who is around 99 percentile, 90% mocks, and he's taking one of the other mock series which have a nonsense DI, very difficult DI, what his strategy is, he's going to do quant first, and then if time permits he'll do the DI questions. Now obviously if the DI is difficult or in every mock, then you have to make your strategies accordingly. But if the DI is very simple, like in CAT 2012 paper, what to do? Now his strategy will falter. So what I want to do is, I've told him to stop taking nonsense mocks, and if he can join our mock engineering program, because what we've done, we have launched a CAT 2012 based mock paper. CAT 2011 based mock paper is also available there. Fine. So both the papers there. So we have launched 5 days, 10 days CAT programs online. The objective is to increase your score by 20 marks in 5 days. Yeah, that's the objective of the program. Fine. So if you can join the program, that'd be great. So overall attempt wise, if you're targeting 99 percentile, quant section 22 attempts, verbal section again 22 attempts. So this is an ideal attempt with a good accuracy. You can expect 99 percentile, 98 percentile in the CAT paper. Alright, now the $1,000,000 question, what to do now? The first thing is do all your basics again of all the quant chapters, logic, everything. Please do your basics again. If you are CA students, then you can see our handouts. There are handouts phase 3, LOP 1, LOP 2, LOP 3. LOP 3 are kind of CAT questions, so just go through them again. Second thing is, I want you to do CAT 1990 to 2000 papers. They are very good papers, so it will be a very good idea to go through them. A lot of questions are going to be based on those papers. Take the mock engineering mocks. So if you have joined us, great. Then please go to the mock engineering. Stop taking any difficult nonsense mocks. Yep. Finalize your strategies. Now you can actually, if you've seen your paper, there's an easy paper, you can easily manage the paper, you can score well. But if the paper is difficult, your strategies will falter and you will end up in a soup. For example, this year CAT paper, my first 3 questions were very difficult. Yeah, even I started feeling the jitters that what's going to happen to this year CAT. Fine. But gradually the questions were easier. So what I want you to do is, in the last few days, I want you to finalize your strategies based on the CA mocks, not the difficult mocks, because strategy for difficult mock is different from a CAT level mock, CAT 2012 level mock. Alright, so I'll stop here. Thank you.